Welcome to the Royal College of Organists A to Z of the organ. It's letter G and it's a bog off! Buy one, get one free. 2 Gs for the price of one from me today. Now, I want to introduce you to music by a couple of composers whose organ repertoire you may not have tackled before. And the first composer is Alan Gibbons, one of the great English composers from the early 17th century. If you've sung in a classical choir, sacred or secular, undoubtedly you'll have sung some Gibbons at some point or another. But have you played his organ music? He wrote instrumental music too. Here is the opening of A Fancy in Gamut Flat. And you know what? It sounds kind of choral, ornaments aside. It's a wonderful, stately sound world. But in actual fact, things hot up later on. And that's a trait you find with quite a few of these pieces entitled Fancy or Fantasia by Gibbons, by Bird, other contemporaries of theirs. Things start in quite a vocal, choral sort of a way, but then more string-like or keyboard-like figurations appear later on. Now, if you're looking for a way into Gibbons and you've not been playing the organ for very long, there's another piece I could suggest, and that's a short preludio of 4 parts. It's a page long, and it's a real delight to play. Very beautiful, like all Gibbons, in fact, very beautiful. Now, our next G is Alan Gibbs, a living composer, and Gibbs has given a lot of attention to the organ over the years through his career, and indeed some of his music has appeared on RCO examination syllabuses in the past. If you want a way in that's straightforward, try his Peacehaven Preludes, 5 pieces, all a couple of pages long, all designed to be played manuals only or with the feet as well. They're quite nattily constructed to be adaptable in that way. I love them all, but the third one, I reckon, is the only calypso in my repertoire. It's a delightful little thing. But if you want something a bit more meaty, if you've been playing the organ for rather longer, try Oxford May Music. Now, this piece, I would argue, is a tone poem. Now, Oxford on May Day is awoken to the sound, the strains of Magdalen College Choir singing a hymn from the top of their tower. And it's that hymn tune that forms the basis of a sort of rolling set of variations. That's the sort of structure that Gibbs has constructed here. Before we hear that, though, it's dawn, it's dark. The sun comes up eventually. And before we even hear that hymn for the first time, there's a little hint of something else, just at the top of the 3rd page. That's the first suggestion we get of what Gibbs is going to do later on, which is to introduce Morris dancing melodies and modern dance rhythms as well over the top of these hymn variations. Basically, the impression you get is of a party getting slowly and steadily more wild. Well, perhaps not particularly steadily. There's a little interlude which always gets a smile. From there, things continue to build, and there's a cacophonous climax. There's everything going on. There's the Morris dancers, there's the dance rhythms, there's the hymn, there's bells tolling, everything. Then things fall away. Perhaps people decide to go to bed, and the piece returns to the murk, but with a little twist. There's mystery there. How will everybody feel in the morning? Anyway, it's letter H next, the Hammond organ. Enjoy yourself, folks.